So without further ado, just to quickly tell you, Stand Up For Yourself is about encouraging these young people to express themselves, and all their material is based on their lives. So it is an exaggeration, possibly in some areas, but it's all from them. So it's really about what they've wanted to talk about and how to construct it into a joke. And I do have to say this, I discovered the age of consent while I was on this course. Because of somebody's material, we had to make sure that it was all above board, and I discovered that the age of consent was a little younger than I would have hoped it was. So this is their own material, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope nobody's offended, and we would love your love, smiles and warmth, because this is the first time that they've ever given it a go, and I am very, very proud of them all. Please put your hands together. Who's opening our show? The very wonderful, the very unique Henry Morris. Yay!
Hi everyone, my name's Henry. Nice to meet you all. I'm really excited to be here. I've just come back from my first Harry Potter lookalike contest, but I didn't win. It was quite hard for them to judge with everyone wearing face masks. Recently I wondered why there were no such things as cover comedians. You know, we have like cover bands, like the cover Beatles bands, and cover singers, like cover Elvis singers and stuff. So today, I'm James Acaster. This is crazy. This is crazy. I bamboozled you. They say you are what you eat, which is true, because when I bought some ready-to-eat apricots, I was ready to eat apricots. My family haven't realized yet how funny I am. They say things like, please stop, it's really cringy, just get a job, you're an embarrassment. Okay, grandma. It's not exactly like my family have got the best taste. My grandma loves the radio show The Archers. I hate The Archers because they ruin some childhood memories. Sometimes I'm like, hey grandma, would you like to hear something funny? And she's like, oh, good heavens, it's 7 o'clock already, time for The Archers. If you don't know, The Archers is a radio soap opera about farmers from a fictional village called Ambridge, and it's insanely boring. Every episode's like...
Oh, no.
every episode's like, I'm the best bloody cow farmer in this whole bloody village. He can take his advice about what I can do with my herd and stick it where the sun don't shine. But every now and then, to be exciting, there's like murder attempts and drug dealers and stuff, because you know what farmers are like. That's crazy that you have a slug infestation. What bloody insane lives that we live. Does anyone remember when Nigel died for the 60th anniversary?
No.
No? Well, don't worry, I'll tell you anyway. So we were staying at my grandma's for Christmas, and there were rumors that something really crazy was going to happen on The Archers Christmas special. So every radio in the house was turned on full volume to listen to Nigel falling off a roof like no one has ever fallen off a roof before. He was like, oh, it's windy and slippery up here. I hope I don't fall. Oh no, I slipped. Oh, I'm falling. Ah! My grandma's never recovered. She won't climb roofs anymore. Speaking of my grandma, did you know that once Boris Johnson knocked on her front door?
Hello. Of course, I'm Boris Johnson. I've been sent here from the Tory party because I've been told that you vote Labour. You know, you're lefty tossers. I'm trying to persuade you to vote for the Tory party because me and my chums, Govey, Trotty, Moggy, we'd like our own super yacht so we can stay on Rossi's Island in the Mystique.
And then knowing my granddad, he was probably like, hey up lad, what do you need a super yacht for? All you need to get you anywhere, right, is a good pair of walking boots. When I were in Tammy, you used your walking boots for everything. You used them for walking, for running, and at night, you use them for a pillow because you can't take no pillow to army. Don't be ridiculous, lad. You see these wrong uns running about in sports trainers. Oh dear, it's all wrong. My grandson tried coming on a walk with me in trainers. I told him, wear your boots, lad. You ain't coming in those. Do you think you're playing right forward at Bramall Lane for the Blades? Do you think you're playing cricket for Yorkshire? Do you think you're Jeffrey Boycott? Hey, now, he were a good player, proper batsman, like none of this mucking about like Joe Root trying all these silly dinky shots. No, it's all wrong.
Oh, so you're of course you're ex-army. So of course we have a hunting trip next week. We're hunting for Liberal Democrats. You know, very rare nowadays, but it's great fun. You know, and by the end, Cleggie will be oven ready, so to speak. You know. So I lived in Cardiff from the age of 3 to 16, and I have this kind of weird habit of getting jealous and competitive when I meet someone in London who claims to be Welsh despite, you know, living in London their whole life. For some reason, I think they're making out that they're more Welsh than me, and they say things like, "Oh, you don't sound very Welsh. Are you sure you're Welsh?" I then turn into the equivalent of an insecure man with a small penis, who's like, well, actually, studies show it's average for people in Wales to be half English and half Welsh. And I'm actually above average because my great-granddad on my English side was Welsh. And besides, it doesn't matter how Welsh you are, it's how you use your Welshness that matters. My London friends didn't believe that that's a thing. This competitive thing is a thing. They say stuff like, "Oh, who the fuck would want to be Welsh?" Oh. Funnily enough, that hurt my feelings a lot more than the more commonly used sheepshagger. I think these insecurities come from having a small peen. I mean, not having a great time going to Wales, and especially in a Welsh-speaking school. It's kind of annoying that they get to be Welsh without having to go through that. The one thing I did quite like about my school in Cardiff is that its name translated into English was basically Big Place. I thought that was really funny. The founders were probably like, "Oi, but what should we call this place for big children? Big Place. Hey, I love that. Bloody tidy. I love that." The worst thing by far, though, was how much trouble we got into if we were caught speaking English by a teacher. This one teacher was the worst. You know, he would say this in Welsh if he ever caught you speaking English. He'd be like, "Oh, was that English I heard you talking? I didn't realize that the headmaster changed our most important rule. He must have forgotten to tell me that I was working at an English school now. How about I go and ask him? Or how about you come with me and we see if there's a place for you at the English speaking school down the road? And let's phone your parents as well, because they should know that you've decided to move schools. And then we get detention for like a week for speaking English." And I went through all of that, and I'd turn up to London, and people would be like, "You don't sound very Welsh. This doesn't make sense to me how you could be Welsh." So I turn and say, "Llanfair pwll gwyngill go gerich gwyn droboi Llandysilio go go goch." Thank you for listening.
Woo! Excellent stuff. Sorry, there we little bit of extra music there. Oh, wasn't he fantastic? Henry, I am so proud of you. He's worked so hard. I do love the way you sat there as well and kept that smile for as long as possible. Really great writing. Henry's worked very hard over the weeks, totally devoted, and I know he's got a specific interest in hopefully going and doing stand-up live, so we will hopefully see him in person on stage. But that was really well done, and lovely to see you all smiling and laughing. Okay, moving on swiftly to our middle act, who is also very unique, very wonderful, all the way from South London. Please put your hands together for Subhan Shahzad.
Hi everyone, my name is Subhan, and thanks for showing up. I know you guys would rather be at the pub, where it was either catching COVID or listening to me for 5 minutes. I know what I'd choose, COVID. As you can see, I'm Pakistani, but by the end of this set, I'll be British. I'm just waiting for Terry from Border Force to finish his analysis of my pronunciation of the words Giza. My good sir, and Wawan G. I haven't been this excited since I was first allowed out without a guardian at 18 years old. Just so you know, this is my excited voice. It's so exhausting spending my life trying to satisfy the parents, the uncle, the auntie, the cousins, the second cousins, and of course, how can we forget, even the guy at the corner shop. One minute I'm sitting with my dad, going through lists of medicine degrees, trying to choose a university furthest away from him, and suddenly it appears they have a newfound love for the country, Fiji. The next minute, I'm sitting with my mom, scrolling through women who know how to make naan bread on Shadi.com, which for most of you who don't know, it's basically the Asian version of Tinder, but minus the hookups and kidnappings. With us lot, we just like to cut all of that crap and go straight for the online marriage contract. Essentially, that's all we need. Recently, I went on a date, and this girl, would you believe it or not, actually turned up in a wedding dress. It took me 1,000 rupees just to stick her on the fastest boat back home. However, the one good thing about this website is that it's allowed Indians to finally have more work in customer service. Who would have thought that was possible? They've done the unthinkable. My friend Alicia rang them the other day to ask for a job application, and this guy Rajesh answered, and Alicia just wanted to know where their address was. So Rajesh, being the Indian guy he is, he said, "I want an address." And then Alicia shockingly replies, "Where?" And then wait, let's just put this. Yeah. And Rajesh said, "Into your heart." And basically, that's the modern Indian story that we know of in our books. I think Alicia will fit in well with Rajesh. Nowadays, most children don't know much about their parents, and to be fair, it's the same around mine. But recently, I found out that I have more in common with my dad than I thought. I'm the only brown kid at school. He's the only brown guy at work. I get my name spelled wrong. He gets his name spelled wrong. He's married, and my contract is being confirmed at the moment by Shadi.com, also known as Rajesh's safe hands. We're like two peas in a pod. I've always been interested in magic, particularly the escape act since a young age. You've got people like Houdini who are able to escape shackles in under a minute. Yet I can't even escape my house, and it's been 18 years. Just I am 18. Thanks for listening, and if anyone wants to adopt me, get in touch with Tash.
Oh, brilliant. Subhan, that was wonderful. Oh, man. It's wonderful. It's so lovely. Oh, my sound's gone a bit funny. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's a bit robot-like. That was brilliant. It's so wonderful to go on this journey with them all and see how they change their material and tweak, and then suddenly everyone's delivery is just fantastic. I can see you really enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that, Subhan. It's brilliant. Well done. Okay, who would believe it? We're now at the end of our show already with just our final act. This will be the quickest comedy show in history. Oh, I'm so proud. My jaw is actually aching from laughing so much. Yes, last but not least, he's also from South London, all the way from South London. Please put your hands together for the very unique and wonderful Cameron Pirie.
Yay. There's another one, and another one, yeah, from Little Kim, the Queen Bee. It's ladies' night, what? It must be Angie on the mic. The butter pea, honey, got the sugar, got the spice. Roll the L tight, keep the rhymes right, yo. I just straight this motherfucker up last night, and I'm the rookie on this all-star team. Me and Kim is getting cream, like Thelma and Louise, but on chrome. Never leave that Brooklyn shit alone. So if you say it's on, then it's on. Bang this in your
Yes, thanks everyone for coming to see moi today. Is there anyone else really shout there? So I'm by. I can see there's a few of us in today. So I like women, I like men, and I like those who align to themselves and identify as straight. Normally, I've got a good gaydar. I've invested quite a lot of time into it. Got a degree in it in Oxford University, and yet sometimes I just have an off day. Like last week, I was at a Black Lives Matter protest, and a police officer who I was 99% sure was gay. I was wrong. However, I did manage to get him to handcuff me, which did make my oxytocin levels rise to the sky, and I screamed, "Ow, you're hurting me. Now do it again." And he did. We've become really close ever then, ever since. And whenever I want, he lets me dress up in his uniform and bust out some moves to Nicki Minaj, and I'll hook him in that way. Until then, I'm keeping my options open. I'm on meetyourlocalbisexuals.com, and that attracts some real weirdos. You know those ones that say, "I'll kiss you, yeah, but I'm not gay," or "I'll touch one ball, yeah, but not two." And the most common one, "It's never gonna happen again, yeah." After it just happened again. Just like when you see Boris and Trump, have you seen the way that they look at each other? Have you seen the makeup on Trump? His wife must be really confused as to why her foundation keeps running out so quickly. I can just imagine her saying to her assistant, "Jesus, Kerry, how did I get through 16 bottles this week? I mean, I'm convinced that Trump puts more foundation on when he visits Boris than when he goes to his local drag queen classes." And listen, that isn't the first sign. I mean, why can't these grown men be honest with themselves? See, you see me, I know myself. I'm a bisexual young man. You ask me, do I prefer Nando's or McDonald's? I say, well, I'd have to choose. I'm a hungry boy. I'm ordering both. For me, to love a woman, she needs to be short, helpless, with no daddy issues. And for me to love a man, he needs to be big, have at least 3 cars, and will be the daddy that I never had, and take me to Disneyland. I mean, literally, he's taking me to Disneyland with his car, not mine. And I'm going to jump in that tower like Rapunzel and throw down my weave, and he's going to climb up it. And if one drop of sweat touches one strand of my hair, listen, I'm going to have to cut that bitch down. You're not ruining, you can't wash weave. And no one's ruining this sweet piece of caramel for love, no money. I'm Cameron Puri. If you want to keep in touch, my name's King Caramel Grandar. Thank you.
I dismiss all you chicks, spit from the 4th, 5th, make it dance. Ow! I stay focused in the doses like a penny with the hope.
Wow, oh my gosh, that was King Caramel himself, Cameron Piri. Wow, wonderful. You've had a slice of all their lives, and yes, that was really wonderful, and I'm so proud of all of you. I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to see everybody's faces. My audience, you've got your thumbs up. That's great to see. And I heard some laughter. I know Siobhan had his massive in today, and I could see you all smiling. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel it was over in seconds, but it's, for me personally, and I'm sure everybody will agree, it's so lovely just to hear you talk about you. Yeah, that's what this is about. You know, this is your 5 minutes. Welcome to Saban's world. You know, welcome to Cameron Henry's world. And you really did it. You nailed it. I'm so proud of you. You're gonna, hopefully it recorded well, and you'll all get that footage to take home with you. But that was real proof of 6 weeks hard work.